Is sex really as good as the movies make it seem? Honey, if your life is a movie, maybe.
Yeah, let me tell the sex talk, huh? Wanna see your body take your clothes off, huh? I'ma bust quick, keep your lips off, huh? Rock that shit, keep your blast off, hey. Yeah, let's have the sex talk, huh? Got a big boy, then pull it out, hey. Can you make it feel like the first time, huh? I don't get high, let them wear that, hey. Yeah, beat up on the bed, ride it.
What's up? It's Mussette here, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a girl talk series. My first girl talk. Before we get into this video, if you're not mature, if you can't handle talking about sex and periods, then you probably shouldn't be watching this video. This first question is using a tampon or a Diva cup better than using a pad? I 100% stand by my response on this. I have used all of the above. I love using the cup. Honestly, a menstrual cup is so much better than using pads or tampons. Tampons are just terrible. Between using a cup or a pad, it just depends on the day. So for example, if you're going swimming, if you're an athlete, if you don't want to be running to the bathroom every hour to change your pad, menstrual cup is the way to go. I got my menstrual cup from the Honey Pot. When I have to switch it out, I use mine from Flex. The only downside of wearing the cup is that one, if you have to take it out, it can get messy and it can take a while. If you're starting out and you're using a menstrual cup for the first time, I highly suggest that you get one from Flex, because it has that string like a tampon so that it's easier to find, whereas the one from Honey Pot is a standard menstrual cup where you have to dig and find it, and I almost had a panic attack trying to get it out the first time. Someone just said contraception. I started to use birth control when I was 18. The first night I threw up because it's like your body's telling you that you're pregnant, quote unquote. I threw up, I gained a lot of weight. I had a lot of water weight on me. This is gonna sound blunt, but somebody said, first date tips. Smell good. Just always smell good. Take a shower beforehand, have your hair real nice. You don't have to wear makeup if you don't wear makeup, but you know, maybe put on a little bit of mascara. Ask him for his credit card number and his social security while you're at it, and tell him to pay for the meal, duh. Just be yourself. Anytime this person makes you feel uncomfortable, leave. Because nobody is telling you that you have to stay anywhere. We're programmed to feel like we have to be in situations that make us uncomfortable because we're afraid of the outcome of what might happen. But if this person on a first date has any red flags, you are more than welcome to leave. Another tip for a first date would be get to know them. Don't be on your phone too much. Obviously do not be texting people because you want to give your time and attention to this person that you're on a date with. And I would say just take it easy, be calm, allow them to express themselves to you and, you know, get to know them. And another tip for like me personally, when I go on first dates, whoever I'm on a date with gotta pay for my meal. That's it. If you're not physically attracted to a person, but they treat you good, still be with them? Oh hell, here we go. If you are not attracted to your partner, why are you with them? Your partner could be basically like the most romantic person, treats you so well, but if you're not attracted to them, you're always gonna have in the back of your mind, like, I don't like you, like, what is this? Like, you're always gonna nitpick at them, and that's gonna come off into how you speak to them. It's not about looks, but attractiveness can come in actions. Attractiveness, oh, you said physically attractive? Oh girl, I don't know. Somebody was like, advice on having a boyfriend without making him your whole identity, if that makes sense. That makes perfect sense because I feel like in each of our lives, something like that either happens to us or we do that to other people. How I'm interpreting it, is that a word? Is that a word? When you're with somebody and you make them your whole life, you forget about your friends, you forget about your family, and you want to just basically be your partner. You just want to live with them on a separate island type thing. How you can prevent that is you have to find a balance. You have to find a balance between your relationship, friendships, and your family. These are just examples, but when I'm dating Julian, he doesn't like to drink, he doesn't like to party, and he doesn't like to twerk. For example, I need to find friends that involve drinking, partying, and twerking. This sounds really bad. I'm so sorry. These are the only examples that came to my head. But you can't like spend all your time with your partner because that's I don't think that's good. I don't think that's healthy. So you need to you know, hang out with your friends, find things to do with them so that this person isn't going to be like your attachment. So you need to work out with friends, you need to just go shopping, spend time without them so that they're not going to be your identity. When do you know you are ready to do it or lose your virginity? Whenever you feel like you're ready, you should lose your virginity. And there's this big taboo about talking about sex and, you know, being comfortable about sex. Like, men are able to have sex whenever they want to, but when it comes to women, we're supposed to save it for a certain person, or like save it at a certain time, and we can't do it at this age. I think whenever you're ready, you should be able to do it safely. So I think if you're in a safe place and you're comfortable and you're doing it with somebody that you trust and, you know, you're ready, all right? And parents cannot stop that. When you're hot and ready, you're hot and ready. That's it. For me, when I lost my virginity, I knew I was ready because it was like, I feel like you just know you're ready. Like, you start thinking about it more. And then when you meet somebody that you really, really are attracted to, that's when you're like, I wanna throw this sex back on you. What condoms are best when you're allergic to latex? I started feeling like an allergic reaction down there to condoms as well recently, and it's so weird because it hurts. So my boyfriend used, he used Trojan, and that was the one that I was like, and then he used this other one. I think it's called, let me look that up real quick. My boyfriend started to use Skin, but I still feel like an allergic reaction to that, so I don't know. Do you think girls can have guy best friends? I think anybody can have any best friend of any gender, vice versa, anything. Because if you have a guy best friend and you hit it off with him, that's your best friend. If you meet a girl and you hit it off with her, that's your best friend. Are you on birth control, and how do you feel about IUDs? I used to be on birth control, but it messed up my body, so I stopped taking the pill. IUDs scare me because of what I've heard about them. And if you're not familiar with what an IUD is, it's like a birth control that you implant in your uterus, right? If anybody has an IUD, please correct me. But I've heard horror stories where it's like shifted and all that, and yeah, anything that has to be stuck up me, I'm not doing it. How to be comfortable being sexy. This is another taboo topic that especially women have been taught from birth. This is when my feminism is coming in, sorry not sorry. But women have been taught from day one that we cannot embrace our sexuality, that we cannot wear this because it makes us a hoe, and we cannot walk around because it makes us intimidating. Well, let me tell you something, okay? In the recent years, women have owned up to their sexuality, i.e. Megan Thee Stallion, i.e. Doja Cat. All of them have told us, hey, it's okay to wear skimpy clothing and still be respected. I want to be respected based off of who I am as a person, not what I wear. I have a stripper pole installed in my house to help me with my sexuality and help me embrace it. There is nothing wrong with being sexy. Put on some lingerie. Wear whatever makes you feel sexy, whether that's being modest. You don't have to wear skimpy clothing to feel sexy. Feeling sexy comes from within. If you love, I'm still practicing this, but if you love your body, look at yourself naked in the mirror. Feel sexy. Ways to help with your sexuality and feeling sexy is, for me, like I said, you don't have to be wearing skimpy clothes or nothing at all to feel sexy, but for me it's wearing lingerie, or, you know, working out, or having my hair done in a certain way. Like, stuff like that makes me feel sexy. I wish I would have saw this question earlier, but somebody was like, how do you tell a boy you're not ready to lose your V card? He's very pushy and wants me to. That is another spectrum of sexual, like some type of assault, I'm guessing, if they're trying to force you or like push you to have it. Like I said earlier, if you're not ready and if he's being pushy about it, you need to tell him to go dive in somebody else's ocean. Because obviously yours is not the one for him. If he cannot respect you on just a mutual level as a person, and if he's trying to get you to lose it to him, he is not the one. That's a red flag right there, baby. If he's, no, don't do that. These little boys need to be taught. You can't force women to do nothing. How does the first time actually feel? Because our holes are so small and the peenies are kind of, they didn't finish the sentence. My first time I cried, but I know other people don't cry. I was crying because I'm emotional and I overreact, but it doesn't hurt. It didn't hurt me. If you're comfortable and if you're lubricated, it should not hurt. How to not feel so shy or intimidated around men. Unfortunately, I cannot answer this question because this happens to me as well. I feel very intimidated, not even shy, but I'm just like upset. I just get automatically upset if I'm walking down the street and it's just full of men. Because if you would watch the news and all the recent events that have happened with women, it's just scary, all right? It's just very, very scary. And I think the only way to not be intimidated is to not be around them. I have 3 questions that are kind of around the same topic. So one of them is how to not feel worthless, ugly, undesirable when you see gorgeous or prettier girls. How to be more confident in your body, FYI I'm really slim. How to see myself as beautiful still despite my weight gain. So these are all in the realm of needing self-love. I love this question. Is it really hard for girls to orgasm, or are guys just bad at sex? I'm gonna go with option number 2. Best feminine care. When it comes to your vagina, you have to treat it with care. Like, it's delicate, it's like a flower. So do I recommend those vagina washes by that one brand? What is it called? Forgot. What is it? You know what I'm talking about. No, I would not recommend you get that, because fragrances and all that do not mix well with your vagina. What you need is a fragrance-free soap like Dial or something. Take a washcloth or whatever you use to wash your vagina, and you need to wash it. I'm not gonna tell you how to wash it because you know how to wash it. Wash that and wash your ass. When it comes to ingrowns, discoloration, red marks, dark marks, I like to use lime skin scrub. So the lime, something in lime helps lighten up the areas where it's a little bit darker, and it helps with the ingrown since it's a scrub. I love love. I love love. Okay, somebody said, is it possible to get over someone you really like or love, but he's kind of toxic sometimes? I'm gonna be honest. It is possible to get over anybody. And here's how you do it. You stop thinking about them. No, that's not it. That is not it. The best way to get over somebody is you block them on social media. You might say that's childish, but it's not childish to me. I'm not trying to see them on my Explore page. You block them, you delete the number, and you block that too. You stop talking to them. Stop conversating. If they text you, don't even text back. Delete the message. Well, why would they text you if they're blocked? Do not go on your spam page and start stalking them, because your feelings, when they start getting another partner, you're gonna be real heated. What's your opinion on masturbating? People say it's healthy, but I don't see the rest of this. My opinion on masturbation, it's healthy, it's normal, and make sure that the energy in your room is great and you want to do it because you want to, all right? You shouldn't be doing it for nobody else but you. But if you have parents and you live with your parents still, that's awkward. I got some stories on that too, but we're gonna start getting into the grown-up section more on my channel. So, do you think guys avoid talking to virgins, like relationship-wise? If anything that I've learned in all my 20 years of living as a woman, men love virgins because they think that they can take their virginity, and it's actually sick. Can I have sex while pregnant? Talk to your doctor. Honestly, y'all, I'm loving these questions. I'm loving these sex questions. Thank you so much for having me be that person to answer them and being comfortable enough to ask me these. Like, this is awesome. How to overcome insecurities that hold you back from sex or being naked around somebody. For no reason should you ever be ashamed or insecure about any part of your body. And the most uplifting thing I could say for you to help is to be with somebody that embraces you 100%. No, you shouldn't get validation from somebody else about how you should feel about yourself, but it makes it 10 times more easier to start loving yourself and embracing it when the person that you're with embraces you and loves you for you as it is. Is sex really as good as the movies make it seem? Honey, if your life is a movie, maybe. They be overdoing it in movies, like out in the rain, then you're going in the house and he's throwing you against the wall and he's making out with you. Is really, if you live that type of life, where do you find those type of men? If you like the sex that's in the movies, like 50 Shades of Grey type shit, yeah, the movies make it seem like women have an orgasm in 2 seconds, and that's just not realistic. Most women don't even have an orgasm from sex. How to not lose yourself in a relationship. You have to have hobbies and you have to have friends. If you feel yourself drastically change from the day that you've been with them to now, you've lost yourself and you need to go back on the same track that you were before, unless this person has uplifted you and helped you out in life. People lose themselves because they make their life all about their partner and not all about the people in their life as well. There has to be a balance. So those are all the questions that I wanted to answer for this girl talk video. I just want to say thank you so much again for trusting me to answer these questions and allowing me to talk about taboo topics that normally people don't talk about. Let me know if I should do another girl talk. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later.